Hello everybody and welcome back to the End of Green Gables anime. Today we're doing episode 17, Anne Returns to School. Yes!
Yay!
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay! So in the last episode, unfortunately, Diana's mother was unreasonable and forbid Anne from seeing Diana ever again. However, Anne has a plan. And the title of the episode should spoil you what that plan is, but it should still be fun to see how it turns out.
We also saw the preview of that. Alright.
Genius loopholes.
Alright, you already know how it is, so let's just start. 3, 2, 1, click. Alright, let me...
Well, to be fair, this is the kind of, as the French call, escamotage that I probably would think in a situation like that.
To give
an idea, when I was actually relatively little, one punishment that my parents tend to have was to hide, like the gaming console, with the idea that I wasn't supposed to have. And predictably, I was transforming into a scavenge hunt for me finding it eventually in the house because we didn't have a big one.
Well, kind of similar with me, except we did have a big house and some more restricted areas, which made it tougher.
You know what they say, Joe, it's the most dangerous game.
And you know what's the best thing, though? Using school as Switzerland. Like, technically, I can't play it at home, but I could play it at school.
Alright, let me check the book real quick.
Are there any
Actually
trivias about this chapter?
I don't think there is, but I'm just checking just in case. I don't remember there being any major things that are really worth mentioning. I mean,
Legend says that to this day that horse is searching for his cousin Rapidash.
Not Zeb Striker, Jova, come on.
Or not Spirit either.
We don't talk about him, druids.
all right. So the chapter,
to a happier place.
yeah, the only trivia that I can really offer is that this is based on chapter 17, a new interest in life. So for this episode, they figured a more descriptive title would have fit better.
Sure.
Anne of Green Gables is sad. In other news, water is wet.
To be fair, we did had a bit of episodes of, nothing too much dramatic going on.
If you want this, we can go back to having an episode about baking a cake.
How about seeing as though these kinds of series can sometimes fall into a habit of getting rather silly, how about when Anne builds a rocket ship?
This is not the crossover with the thing from another world.
I think you're thinking of a different genre. I think you're thinking of a different genre. Oh,
Exactly. Wait for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing she snuck out.
Yeah, I basically decided fuck my mom and sneak out.
That or Anne's hallucinating. I'm not really here.
Diana,
I was never here.
I'm just a figment of your imagination. Maybe that's the twist. Anne was never real, and it was just essentially a collective thing of the people agreeing of the place, improving their lives. Kind of like an interpretation that many have on Pollyanna. It's always the end of the world.
Well, like you yourself said, Theo, back in the 19th century, people didn't have much to occupy themselves with aside from doing fun things with their friends.
Obviously, even with and also we have to think of the mentality of a person of their age.
Especially Anne, considering Anne was desperate for a meaningful, real friendship that she's never had.
So anything could count.
might as well just call the episode Anne is sad.
Depends.
There's been plenty of episodes where Anne is sad, so what makes
sad
it
part 18?
What makes this so different?
Just have it be a multi-parter. Anne is sad part 17.
But we made a vow to be friends forever. There was even a song included. We can't disrespect the song. We can't.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid the vow had a hidden had some hidden terms and conditions.
I wonder. Well, I'll ask another time. Sorry.
Don't worry, guys, remember, Jove already guessed what's going to happen thanks to his memory of the 1985 adaptation anyway. Go ahead and ask, Tail. Feel free.
Yes. Oh, no. It was something that is not really related to the episode. I'll ask you another time.
Here's another thing. Like, you see, and then just, I love you, and like, I'm so glad I've never had someone say that they love me. And before, and all of you out there who are now, no, it's called platonic love. Look it up.
Too late. There's already fan art.
Some people on TV Tropes already put, a section on the Your Minds May Vary page.
God damn it, internet.
I mean, I guess they'd make a cute couple, even though.
Don't you see, Joe? In a fictional product these days, nobody can be just friends anymore. It's all or nothing.
Trust me, Tio, I'm an Ace Attorney fan. I have to hear that from the Phoenix and Miles shippers all the goddamn time.
Not just that, Jova. What about the Phoenix and Edgeworth shippers?
Actually, that's what he just said.
That's what I said. Phoenix and Miles.
Miles. I thought you said Maya. Never mind.
No. Phoenix and Miles. Though, yeah, I guess Phoenix and Maya does apply as well. I always see those two as more a brother-sister thing than,
same
couples.
Same.
I'll save it for an Ace Attorney run to mention.
Again, maybe we could have solidified the Phoenix and Iris thing, but then Ace Attorney 4 had to happen. But that's for another time or place. Hey, we're having fun hanging out here in
just
secret,
hanging out,
like star-crossed lovers, like
hanging
Romeo
out
and
with
Juliet.
the family.
Oh, wait, no, that didn't end so well.
Yeah, my heart will go on, or something.
Exactly.
Oh, a reprisal.
Mm-hmm.
So are the lyrics more comprehensible in this one, Jova?
They are.
Well, there's not. There's not as much sound effects and.
Maybe you should have shown this to Jova, Pedro.
Well, that's the thing.
Okay,
Well, that's the thing, Teo. The lyrics don't go all the way in this version, though.
Also, I can tell that some of the lyrics are different from the original as well.
Mm-hmm. This is something that Takahata also did. This is something that Takahata also did with his World Masterpiece Theater series of ID. He likes, even though he doesn't make musicals, he likes using musical language in his storytelling, like have songs that reprise and stuff like that, even though it's not a musical logic, but not actually a musical. It's an interesting style.
I have to admit, it's been a long time since I watched the ID anime. It's more something that I grew up as a kid, but I don't remember any particular moments that had a song in the background.
Right in the first episode too, when she takes off her clothes and goes running after Pedro.
It might be that, Pedro. You have to remember that back then things were always presented out of order in my country for some bizarre reason from the networks. So
yeah, it's kind of, I remember
there are entire shows where I might have never
watched
the pilot for this very reason.
I remember when I forgot their name. The creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm blanking on their names right now. They also were complaining about how originally Nickelodeon was for moronic reasons were not airing the original episodes in order, even though it doesn't make any sense for again, if a show tells a continuous story, you need to show it in order. Go ahead.
I actually have some fun trivia about that. See, Nick is a company that did not like to be, confined to having to show stuff in order. Now, granted, when it came time for a new episode to air, they did do that in order. But when it came to regularly airing stuff, well, more often than not, they didn't always keep to that. But they had a solution for this, because there is that one episode in Avatar that's very easy to place anywhere and air a lot because, it doesn't have a lot of continuity with the rest of the show. You want to know which episode that was? The Great Divide.
Oh,
no, The Great Divide. Let me put it like this. Part of the reason people hate The Great Divide is because it was arguably the most aired episode because it was easy.
Diana gave her a lock of her hair.
You sure? Because she might talk herself into a heart attack, it seems. I don't know. What do you think, Pedro?
Don't worry, Jova. Anne is a very she's a tough girl. Remember, she doesn't go down that easily. After everything that she's gone through, she survived all that stuff.
But yeah, like I was saying, part of the reason that The Great Divide was aired so much was because it was the perfect episode for Nick. The kind that doesn't need to have continuity, so we can just air it whenever. And thus, it was arguably the most re-aired of the episodes, dedicating to people's hatred of that episode.
Have I missed anything?
Basically, Diana gave Anne a lock of her hair for sentimental value.
And there you go. Anne is going back to school.
It's for the perfect loophole. Yeah. Again, she would.
Did you hate one of the teachers?
I swear, she would not be out of poison Hinamizawa, this girl.
Well, to be fair, Drova, the place here doesn't really have. I'll think about the term later. Joke aborted for now.
Were you gonna say cicadas?
No. No, actually, we think we heard some of them in doing the scenery.
Oh god, I think that may be how the Higurashi running gag started with this.
No, that's not even that, Drova. They're a common insect to be present in this kind of environment.
Well, common in that they come up every 17 years or so. I swear, one of these days your imagination is going to lead you on a most unfortunate adventure, and one I won't be able to get you out of trouble with. Especially if it's with the law.
Thanks for the contribution, Matthew.
Remember, Matthew is a bit,
I know.
I swear, it feels
actually, yeah, I know. I'll mention more doing the.
Okay, I'm gonna speak about the irony. I feel like Matthew spoke the most in the first episode when you'd think he would speak the least. Jesus Christ.
Again, I get the idea. This thing also goes to the book that. I guess the authors, Lucy, wanted to just put him a bit on the spotlight near the beginning, just so that the reader could not be too much aliened out by the fact that he's mostly just in the background in a lot of occasions.
It's because
I guess when they won't be so sad when
if my memory serves right, we will have episodes that have him back in a more prominent role, so don't worry about that.
Oh no, he does. It's just that, like we've established in the first episode, we have to remember that Matthew. Conversations are not his forte. Like I don't know what's the actual proper term to use to describe a person like that, but he likes hearing people talk, but when talking himself is like not his forte.
I'm still calling it. He's gonna die.
Damn, Drova.
Look, I've seen this kind of story done before. The father figure eventually is often the first of the parents to go, and then it's about the daughter and the mother figure having to come together and become an even stronger bond and whatnot.
Yeah, some people were, the other schoolmates actually missing her. That's nice.
No, that's a thing too. Like again, that's one of the things that Lucy does that subverts things. Like most people at school actually really like Anne, and now Gilbert, as we know, also has a crush on her as well. It's only Anne with an E that has all of the girls hate her. So
go back to a Stephen King story, you're free.
Yeah, that's one thing. It actually does make sense there too, because everybody at Avonlea already heard about the whole drunk incident.
Again, like I mentioned, it's a small place. News travel fast.
Mm-hmm. Also-
Yeah, that I think now we're getting to the point where you can tell that it's in South Africa because of the accent.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we kind of
it's
already
interesting you-
could from the
oh,
get-go.
It's interesting you say that, Liz, but hold on, let me first put it. You'll notice that his mustache grew a bit since the last time we saw him.
To show a passing of time, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. You might actually, if you go to YouTube, you'll see there's an anime YouTuber that actually made an analysis video called "How Kajino On Shows the Passage of Time," and it's a really good essay talking about how Takata massively
With
shows
minimal details.
Yeah.
Beards grow. Yeah. Well.
Anyway, Dwebs, it's interesting you say that, Dwebs, because just today I got a new comment on one of these episodes of someone asked me, "Oh, okay." They say Rachel Lindy instead of Lind, and I'm guessing it's because it's South African. It's probably part of their accent. And someone asked me, "Wait, this is South Africa? I thought it was a British dub, based on how they talk." And I'm like, "No," and I referenced you this. A British friend of mine told me that apparently the accents are very similar. So,
Yeah, sort of.
Oh.
see, Dwebs, we're not sad anymore.
That's like the good times version of a Swan Princess. It's like-
Oh dear.
oh no.
Spoke too soon, Pedro.
Well, I never said everything was peachy peach.
Not
so.
just that. It's I'm gonna refrain to mention something that might be tied to this kind of situation.
Okay. I could.
I'm,
Because my mum is a shithead.
Even the music is getting in, like almost going through the funeral march a bit. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to mourn the dearly departed happiness of Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah, this is another point, yeah, like we've talked about before. It was Anne that actually got Diana to leave the house more and actually play outside as well. Because Diana mostly spends her time in her room reading. Again, basically they're both extremes. Anna loves playing outside a lot, whereas Diana is the opposite. So they both complement each other really well as well. So,
damn.
Yes, Dwebs?
Might as well be
Symbolized by that tree.
Oh.
Well, Dwebs, Mr. Yamazaki really took a long time to draw that, so we figured we should show it at some point. But anyway, oh, look at that, an apple. Huh. I wonder who could...
wonder who left that for her.
I was
let's see here.
Dang, Anne. You know, Anne, the more you try and rebuff the advances,
Yeah,
the more
eat the
likely
apple.
that
It'll
means,
make you look like more of an arsehole.
you know,
That's the thing, though. So, like I said before, Gilbert actually did learn the lesson. He's...
Yeah, well, good luck trying to convince out of that, though.
Well, he points for trying,
hold
at
on.
least.
Wait a minute, this pencil isn't even sharpened.
Well, yeah, that's how they tend to come when they're brand new.
Also, Dweebs, back then, pencil sharpeners were not really that common, so a lot of people had to actually sharpen a pencil with fucking knives.
Yeah.
Like lying down on the floor.
You know,
Yeah,
and
it's very convenient for that.
honestly, and the more you try and rebuff his advances, usually in anime terms, that means the more likely you two are to become wedding couple.
Wait, what was it? What did he say?
Well, let's see.
Dear Anne, Mother says I'm not to... What?
Damn it.
I'm gonna read the whole thing.
See, this is why my country usually has this kind of thing where if a character
there you
is
go.
reading a... Oh, here we go.
Okay, so apparently her mother forbade her to even talk to her at school.
There you go. That's why. Also, gotta love the textbook, the school book named Royal Reader Book 4. Huh. A fourth reader on the. It's interesting.
Excuse me, sir, but why are we reading from the 4th installment?
Because we already read the previous 3. Now we're on the 4th one. Please pay attention. Maybe if you actually paid attention, you would know this.
Okay, if I had to take a wild guess, is because some particular types of poems and stories are condensed in a specific type of number, while my school actually had nothing of the sort, at least for my
Wow,
class.
the book stayed on.
I knew cases where it was like that thing, for example, stuff like including Thomas Stearns Eliot were in one particular book, and so on.
And they never spoke again.
Okay,
Don't worry, that's what the next episode is for.
I swear, if there were one of those if there was one of those sort of, agenda-driven movies in modern time, they so would have made these two a gay couple.
Hey, no picking.
Well, yeah, you can tell how she's more restrained than Anne. She would have punched her in the face if she'd been too much.
I was going to say that. You two there, you're supposed
Again
to
with
be
the
looking at
Hallmark
your
cards.
book, not each other. Oh no, all the kids have disappeared.
No, it's symbolic of the fact.
It's symbolic, Vibs, for
right
both
now they can only see each other. Like they're so focused.
for
on
either of them. In the rest of the class, there's only the other.
Now kiss.
Jova, please.
Jova, no. I mean, if it were the case that they were in love with each other, I wouldn't be against that. But I don't think that's what this is aiming for.
No, it's not.
I get more the idea that it was mostly a matter of the time the book was written. Like Pedro speculated, if the author was had those kind of ideas, but was writing, in a more, like say, a couple of decades later, I can probably see at least putting some ideas back then.
No problem. Well, it depends. That's the thing too.
We don't know the author's intent.
That is true.
Not really to like. Oh, there you go.
Oh shit! It's this episode.
Yes.
Just like I
all
called.
right. Just to answer Teo, that's the thing, Teo. Like I've said before, yeah, we know about Lucy's feminist views because she was very because not only did she make that very clear in her work, she even spoke sometimes, especially in her later years. When it was more, allowed and stuff like that. When it comes to her LGBT views, that I do not know because nor does it reflect in her work, nor I don't think, as far as I'm aware, has she ever expressed anything about it. Especially
Fair
considering.
enough. I guess I'll just leave it at doubt on that front.
So we don't know.
I think we've brought up before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we can theorize. I wouldn't be surprised if she was forward thinking on that matter too, considering how she is. But we don't know for sure. The only thing I can tell you is every single character in this series of books is straight, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So, all right, everybody, that was And Returns to School. So, obviously,
That's another good one.
Yeah, I especially love the bit in the school with Gilbert.
Again, like I said, the more she tries to rebuff him, the more it's obvious those two are going to become a couple.
Teo, go ahead.
You can't escape. No, again, it was nice. And again, it shows a case of intelligent writing, like I said, for the previous episodes. Again, pretty much on par. But that's pretty much it for the time being.
Go ahead,
Next.
Go ahead, Shirai.
Same as Jova. It was a very good one.
All right. Are you done, Job, or do you want to expand upon your "it's a good one" thing, or should I move on to
I'm
Dwips?
done.
Dwips, close it out.
I agree.
All right. Now, after that incredibly detailed analysis from all of us over here at Squirm, everybody, tune in next time for episode 18, Anne Rescues Minnie May, which is based on chapter 18, and to the Rescue. So, whatever semantics, it boils onto the same title when you get right onto it.
Basically, Balto without the dogs.
So yeah, Job, are you prepared to see your prophecy come true?
Yes, I am. It's only a bit of a shame that the title literally gives away the outcome.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, even "And to the Rescue" kinda does in the book.
I mean, okay. At least saying, "And to the rescue" implies that she's here to help, but it doesn't automatically give away the outcome in that regard.
Sure. All right.
Whatever. I mean, it's a small detail anyway.
Sure.
After all.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.